home and she just shared the story. She said, you know, we can go and have a look at something. I know you've kind of seen this before, but just have a look at what these guys are doing. I can't help but think it might even resonate with you. And I was honestly roll my eyes like, here we go again, Linda. I told you I don't want to do Juice Plus. But I was like, you know, and then she said one thing. She said something about 200K. There was a YouTube clip that had the title and it had 200K in the title. And I was like, what was that again? Can you say that again? And so I wrote it down for some reason. I don't know why. I honestly, if I'm honest with you, when Linda was talking to me on the phone, I threw my phone on my bed. It was on loudspeaker, and I was listening to her, of course. But I was getting changed because I had to go somewhere afterwards. But that thing just she caught me where I was at. And I think we've got to catch people where they're at, not where you're at. You know, it's about sharing this for them, not for you. And I think if you're like, you should do this because you'd be awesome at this. Honestly, if I believe that's your lead-in, that's more about you than it is about them. You know, it's about finding out why they want to do it. And I think, first of all, you know, that's what changed for us. And then I took an interest. And yes, I was very interested once I saw it differently. The thing that I would say that always baffles me about us in our business is so many of us are here. We want something, but we're not 100% on what it looks like. And you guys heard so many leaders talk about this over the weekend. I had so many get on stage and talk about people follow you and where you're going and what your direction is. But how many of you guys know how much you'd get paid if you were a 12 clubber here in America? How many of you guys know how much you get paid? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
12 club. Do you understand me? Okay, great. So this is the thing is, guys, I think many of us don't understand what our business actually needs to look like to get the dreams and aspirations that we're looking for. And the analogy I often talk about is like digging for gold. Can you guys understand me?
Yeah.
Going to be like,
do you know why? I think there's a gap here. We teach clubs all day, every day, because it's how you get paid.
It's not our pay plan. It's
It is
just
on your pay plan.
But here
Okay.
focuses a lot more on position. So maybe talk about.
well, I'm going to talk about that. You know, it's fun.
Let's talk about that.
No, what I'm saying is the distraction of position doesn't change it.
Clarify what they
Yeah,
mean.
so club, do you guys know what a club is?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's talk about that really quickly. Once you are a VF here.
A what?
A VF. If you don't know what that is, you know what? That's all you need to worry about is VF. If you're not a VF, get to VF. That's step one in our business. Get to VF. Do it the easy way. Find a couple of team, find a few customers, teach them how to get a few customers. You're a VF. That's as easy as that. 12 premium orders between you and your team. That's in a 30-day period, right? And you guys have 60, even better. So that's VF. After you get to VF, pick it up here. Once you're a VF, after that, any month after that, for the rest of your life, as long as you pay $50 every year, you can have a qualified business. A qualified business here is you are one club to the 5 people above you in your business. You're not one club. You now have the ability to duplicate that, and if you teach one other person how to qualify their business also, you are now a one club business. You guys understand what that is? Mm-hmm. So when you talk about Katie's business, where it's like a million club, she's got 1 million of those people have done that, right? So I might exaggerate a little bit, but I want you guys to get the concept, and this is how we get paid in our business. For me, when I saw this opportunity, I was like, okay, I'm doing this. But I also needed to know, I did this because I wanted to free myself from my traditional business. I wanted to be home with the kids, I wanted to be home with my beautiful wife. That's what I wanted in my life. But for me to do that, I had to have certainty what this needed to look like. And I think so many of us are trying to get certainty, but we're not taking the time to get the certainty by doing the research. You guys agree with that? Mm-hmm. Because what will happen, and how many guys came to has been to a conference before? Put your hand up, been to a conference. Keep your hand up if you just were totally focused, never got distracted the whole time, and just nailed the last 6 to 12 months. You're exactly where you're at right now. Really? I really want to help you guys the next 6 months, the next 12 months, that you got your hand up when we asked you that question. And what will help you, and I think we all do this, you know when we get distracted and we think, why didn't I do the shit that I said I was going to do this month? Why do I know what the latest TV shows are on Netflix? Why do I know that shit? If I'm like, you want to tell me about TV show? I don't know what TV, like honestly guys, if you want what you want, human behavior is driven by 2 things. Tony Robbins teaches this all the time. It's driven by 2 things. Every decision that you make every day is driven by 1 or 2 emotions. Avoid pain or gain pleasure. Mm-hmm. Every decision. Right now there's some pain here. There's some pain being here, but there's a part of you that there's this pleasurable thing that you're trying to attain, which is maybe there might be some gold here. That's why you turned up here. You could have gone to the bar early. Right? So the thing is, what's going to have you do the painful activities is that you know the pleasure on the other side. Because if I told you that there are 5 things that you have to do each and every day, up until Tampa, but I'll guarantee if you do it, I'll organise, I won't put money in your bank account, but Juice Plus will start putting $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month in your bank account. How many guys would do it? If you were guaranteed that, then why don't we do it? Because it's all there. Because most of us don't know what it looks like, and then we're wondering why our team members are losing that inspiration, the motivation, because they don't have a fucking idea either. I'll be honest, sooner or later they're going to get sick of digging for gold and wonder, is it even here? What does it actually look like? So I want to give you guys some clarity. Would that be good? Yeah. I did this with Joss. Is Joss here? No, I know. So I caught up with Joss on a call about a month ago. And he told me what he's earning every month. And I said, now he said he was at a certain club level. And I said, I already know what your business looks like. And he said, what do you mean? I said, you got 3 people that are totally committed to this. That's it. You have a 12-club business. And he goes, how'd you know that? Because that's just how this business works. So I'm going to give you guys a formula. And when you get the formula, I feel like people that are ready in action, it's a blueprint to say, okay, now I know what I need to do. I also want to share this with you guys, not to scare the shit out of you. Because these numbers can be a little scary when you know the stark reality. But I think for me, it just gives me that certainty, like, okay, now I know what I need to do. Okay, so when you're earning, how many guys, if I said to you, how many guys would love to turn this in, who is here to turn this into a full-time income, honestly? Be honest, you prepared to do the work? Okay, great. And so I want you guys to write down the figure that you need to be earning to be able to do this full-time. Per month, per week, per month, because we get paid monthly, right? So write down the monthly figure that you need to be getting paid by Juice Plus to comfortably commit to doing this full-time. I think this is important, guys. If you don't know this number, for me, I knew the number that I needed to be at for me to walk away from my traditional business. It was $12,000 a month. To replace our full-time business thing and not have to go through massive strain, then I knew I needed to be this. The thing I didn't know is exactly what my business needed to look like. And I'll be honest, I thought I got to where I wanted to be. I thought I got to where I thought I needed to be earning the money that I wanted, and I didn't. I didn't earn that money that month. And ironically now, I was so pissed off. I was so pissed because I'm like, Linda, this is BS. I've got to this number. I've worked out if you're here, you earn that. You're here, you earn that. I assume that you earn this, and I'm not. It's so unpredictable. It's BS. How am I ever going to get out of my job? So this is so important to get that clarity, guys. So you've got to figure it out. How many guys have got a number? Got a number now?
Yeah.
Awesome. I would say, how many guys have the ability that right now maybe you're in a full-time job, and if you got it to a certain level along the way, that maybe you could go part-time? How many guys some of you guys got the ability to do that? Then I would work out what that number is also. So I'd write down the number. What would be the first milestone? The first milestone. I'm going to just focus on that right now. It's fun to chase the promotions. It's awesome when the money lands in your account.
Yeah.
The money's, like, honestly guys, yes, it's not like walking on stage in NMD. Once you realize, once you get to NMD, you're just getting started. And the money's not even in getting to NMD, it's how many people you can duplicate and they can do clubs, and away you go. So I'm going to just cut to the chase for you guys and do that. So these are the real numbers. To get, when you're a 3-club business, so when you've got 3 people that are qualified underneath you, they don't have to be in a row, they're just inside that 5 deep, you don't need to really worry about that when you're a 3-club, but at a 3-club you're earning about $800 to $1,000 a month. Okay, and these are the Aussie numbers, which I believe are quite similar for you guys. Would they? Is anyone?
About the same.
It's about the same. Okay. So if you're when you've got a 3-club business, you're almost guaranteed you're going to be putting $800 to $1,000 of commission. This is the performance bonus money going into your account. Does everyone want certainty? Not like be driven by how many customers and how many bonuses I've got. I want like the money in the bank account, even if I traveled for a month. We want that certainty. When you get to, do you guys get recognized as 6-club or 8-club? 6. I'm going to tell you 8. So when you get to 8 club, you're earning about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. I would write these figures down, guys, not for your sake, for every team member that you ever recruit's sake. I live and die by this. This gives people purpose. This gives people vision, direction. 12 club is about 2.5 to 4K a month. Now, why it's so broad, the number, is because how strong the qualifiers are in your business. The great thing about our business, it's not like qualifiers get paid. This is like, depending on if they're large PV volume, that sort of stuff, you guys understand? If you don't, you're not ready for it, so don't worry about it. Honestly, it's like, oh, this guy over my head, don't worry about it. 24 club is about 5 to 7K a month. What I find most people, once you can get to 12 club, this is about a part-time income. Mums who are at home, maybe got their husband on their hammer a little, like you should go back to work, like we need an extra income. She can now go, no, I don't need to anymore. I'm earning enough money now that I can stay home, I can justify it, and I can go shopping, and you can't really say too much. Right? This is a nice number. We talk about 1,000, then we talk about that 12 club. These are significant milestones. If you can help someone get to $1,000 a month, there is more pain in giving it up than doing shit. There it is. You wait till you get to $1,000. Once you get to 1,000, anyone got to 1,000 before? You get to 1,000, 1,500, and then it's like, this is nice, and then it goes to 1,000, and then it goes out of the four little digits, and you're like, oh shit, I better do stuff again. It's slipping away. This is what Gordon Hester talks about as the golden handcuffs. You can help someone get to 3 club, they'll probably do enough to stay in the game around that. This is a significant milestone. 12 club, I told you the number. 24 club is 5 to 7K a month. Did I say that?
Yeah.
So that's a full-time income for a lot of people. Or at least you can justify that I could now do this full-time. You guys want to know the bigger numbers?
Yeah.
39 club is 8 to 10K a month. 50 club is 10 to 12K a month. 100 club is about $18,000 to $22,000 a month. That's average earnings. 50 is 10 to 12. 100 is 18 to 22K a month. Is this important you guys know this?
Yes.
I think so. Now you've got purpose. Now I want to show you guys a simple formula that I believe, and even when I hear Jeff talk and all that, it's so aligned with it, it's crazy. To get to 12 club, let's say this, to get to 8 club. To get to 8 club, you've got to help 2 people get to 3 club. 8 club is helping 2 people get to 3 club. Now some of you guys are like, that's 6 Adam. You can get down those 2 as well. But the reality is, to find your 2, it's a 1 in 5 ratio. For every 1 person that turned up here, not everyone does what they said they're going to do. You guys realize that in this business? Yeah. Right? For every 41 NMDs that Jeff has recruited, I would say he's probably recruited 20 times the amount of those people to get the 41. That's just the game that we're in. But you can have people with more purpose, more vision, or they know exactly what the map is, then you'll have more people show up. This is important. So to get to 8 club, you've got to find 2 to get to 8. But the reality is, what is 2 really? How many did I actually want? 10. So find 10 people. The reality is that 2 will probably go on to 3 Club at least, and I would not put my future, my financial future's faith in someone else's hands other than more. I wouldn't expect anything more than 3 Club out of any one business. I'm not going to expect anything more than that. I'm not going to be like recruiting Brian Marsh and come on, get to 100 Clubs so I can get to 101 Club next year. Right? That's not what you want. You guys laugh, but I see it happen all the time. They're like, come on, get your goal so I can make money. Right? Or what I find, a lot of people get to 12 Club, so now they've got 3 builders, which is that they've recruited 15, and now they start managing these 3 people. And they stop doing what got them to 12 Club, and that stops them getting to 24. And we see this a lot in our business guys. We see a lot of people get to 8 and 12 Club, and they're rock stars, but all of a sudden they stop doing the shit that they were always doing, and they feel like they're just going to manage their little people and tell them to go do stuff, and I'll sit back and wait for you. Or watch my notifications click over, rather than do the stuff and help you find the first 2 or 3. The reality is, guys, Jeff talks about it all the time, you've got to keep sharing what we have. Don't get caught up in management. My business right now, I'm back into recruitment. I was ready the last 12 months. I've had a little bit of time off recruiting. And definitely managed, but I'm like, I'm not going to be able to be the first 1,000 clubber in the world unless I recruit more people. That's the reality. So 24 Club is double that. 6. You've got to find 6. 6 3 clubbers get you to 24. Here's the good news. To get to 50, you don't have to do double that, in my experience. What you'll find once you've got 6 really good builders, which is really 30, you've been able to share the business with 30 people. Who's scared about that? It's scary. But you know what? When you think about it like that, but honestly, if you knew that this is a 3 to 5 year plan, how did Brian Marsh get to 100 Club quicker than you? Because he recruited his 30 and 40 and 50 quicker than you. That's all he did. And why did he do that? Because he had more conversations. He worked out a way how he could have more conversations than you can. That's all he did. That's the secret. And I think if you guys know what you're chasing, you know what your business needs to look like, then this is really the blueprint. And I encourage you guys, whatever your goal is for 10, I think why do you want to get to the goal? My question is, like, you wrote down that number, why is that number important to you? How does that change your life? How would life be different? Why do you really want this? Are you really prepared to do what it takes? Do you really want the leaders' businesses? Do you want to get up at 4 a.m. and do a call into the UK? Do you want to then do calls through the middle of the day because the US, it's nighttime for you guys now, or we got training, and then you're still on calls till 9, 10 o'clock at night? That's the reality of my life some days. Do you want that? If you do, then that's what you've got to do. But like before, don't complain about the results you're not getting for the work you're not prepared to do. If you really want this, you can have it. Is it worth it? It's worth it more than anything. Like, life is, when you can do this thing full time, and then you can inspire others, it's incredible. The thing is, guys, to get a 3 Club in your business is inspiring one person to turn this into a $1,000 a month income. And it's about finding out what drives them to get to that. Once you know your why, you know, so a girl said to me, I caught up with a girl, I bumped into a lady in the bar. I don't know whose team she's on. We're at the bar on the way home the other night, and she said, I don't know my why. And I said, that's bullshit. And she said, no, I don't know my why. And I'm like, honestly, I'm calling bullshit on that. And she said, but I don't. I'm like, really? Tell me about you then. And she said, well, I'm a mum of 4 or 5, and we're nearly 3. And I said, what's that look like? And what do you mean? All the kids are nearly gone. They're all nearly, like, you know, their youngest is 18. Hopefully she's out of the house in the next couple of years. And you know, her and her husband will be free. And I said, well, you guys be really free. And she said, and I said, does he still work? And she said, yeah. I said, does he work on the house? Yeah. If this could replace his income, would that excite you? Is that a vision that you have? If you guys could wake up every day and the kids have left, let's say in the next 2 years, the kids are all gone. The kids are all gone. You've been able to replace his income, and now you guys are traveling pretty much full time. Well, what do you want to do? She goes, I want to travel. I said, well, what if this could be the vehicle to help you guys travel all the time? She goes, I never thought of it like that. And I said, what would you need to be earning? And I asked her the same question I'm asking you guys. What would you need to be earning? Do you actually know what your business needs to look like? She's kind of like, oh, sort of. I'm like, she's very important. And she's wondering why. I can tell this lady's amazing. She's hardworking. She's determined. But she's wondering why her team aren't showing up like her. It's because if she's got no vision, if she doesn't have absolute clarity where she's going, what's the chance of her team?
None.
0. So if you won't do this for yourself, do this for the people in your team. If you want your team to show up, you've got to know where you're going. Do you think when I started the business, and I'm not trying to brag, but do you think Lauren Berry knew what I was up to? Like, she could see that I was like, whatever he's doing, he's like on drugs all of a sudden, and I want to be a part of it. Like, Lauren's just like, right, what are we doing? Like, we're doing this, Loz. Loz worked for me in the gym. She was a staff member. I said, I'm shutting the gym. I'm out of here in 10 months. 12 months, I'm out. I've got to get this to 12K, and you can come, you can get on this journey with me, because I know she wanted to travel. And Lauren Berry's just simple story was, what would this need to be for you to be able to travel at least once or twice a year? That's all I asked Lauren. I knew she loved travel. I knew she wasn't doing much of it, and I said to her, if I could help you create a travel fund, if I could show you a way that you could put an extra $1,000 a month doing something on the side that could allow you to travel at least one good holiday a year, would that be worth it? What do you think she said? Yes. Tell me more about that. And so she was on it. Now Lauren's dream has grown bigger and bigger along the way. You know, she gets to that goal, gets to the next goal. What could this be if it got to that? What could it be if it got to that? What if it was this? What if you could travel around Australia all the time? Joe Ross at the back. What would this business need to look like to be able to do that? If you can plant that seed with someone, or if that seed's planted in you, do you think you're on purpose more? Are you willing to give up the TV shows that you want to watch because something is a bigger purpose than your stupid TV shows?
Yeah.
You're doing this for what you want. So I just urge you guys that you get so focused on what your business needs to look like for you to be able to achieve what you're looking to achieve. I want you guys to just get laser focused and then ask yourself, okay, how many people do I actually need to go out and inspire? And then put it down in numbers. And then you say, my goal right now, is my goal overstretching what I'm actually prepared to do? And I think it's important, guys, that you set a realistic expectation on yourself, because your word and your intention is so important. The one thing that Kira did so well through our journey is that she always had a stretch goal, but she always had a non-negotiable goal every month. Every month, non-negotiable stretch goal, non-negotiable stretch goal. She made sure that no matter what, she got her non-negotiable goal done. 10 days to go in the month, and she's like, I'm not on track, let's step this thing up. This has got to become more important. It was locked down, let's do this thing. She was determined, because every 30 days, and most of you guys can't concentrate longer than 30 seconds, so don't try to focus outside 30 days. Most of us can't do that. It's like this dreaming type of goal. I would have a 30-day goal. Every 30 days, recalibrate. What did I do well? What could I improve on? Is this realistic what I'm setting myself? Go. Get obsessed with the processes, not the outcomes every month. It's that compounding all the time. But I promise you guys, if you do this, you will get better results in your business. You'll catch yourself in those little things that you do that derail yourself, that don't quite get out the month that you want. You'll find yourself waking up with more purpose, because you know exactly what you're up to doing. I said I'm going to find 2 new team members this month. I'm going to freaking do that. Find a buddy and say, you know what? Let's keep each other accountable on that. And so many of you guys, so many of us, all of us, are so driven by avoiding pain than gaining pleasure. Then I would encourage you, or I dare you, that if you don't reach your non-negotiable goal, then you have a consequence. Something that's going to hurt. I mean it. Do something that's going to hurt. Like if it's, I mean it, guys, this is your drive to avoid pain. If you're like You've got to do 100 burpees if you don't do your goal this month. Yes, it is. So the thing is, that pain is greater than the pain of reaching out, following up, getting people on 3 ways. You're like, I'm not doing those burpees. If burpees don't scare you, don't pick that. So pick a goal. It might be something that, you know what, if I don't do this goal, I'm going to do this. You know, I saw Eric do this on stage at GoPro in Vegas a couple of years ago. He stood a girl up, he asked her about how many people she's going to have to come to her conference, and he said to her, how many are you going to get there? And she said 100, and he said, I think he kind of stretched her, and he said, well, I think you need double that. And she said, okay. And he said, good. And he said, what's going to happen if you don't achieve it? And he asked her, what's the figure of that, what's the amount of money that would scare you right now? If I said you need to withdraw a sum of money and you have to put an envelope and you have to give it up, what sum of money would hurt you right now? And she had a figure, I think it was like 10 grand or something. He said 10 grand. And he said, and if you don't achieve that goal, what we taught, you've got to give that 10 grand away. But worse than that, you've got to give it to someone you don't like. Like her ex-boyfriend. If you don't achieve the goal that you said you were going to achieve, you were determined to do, then that 10 grand, you've got to give it to that ex-asshole boyfriend. Right? So the thing is, guys, if the pain is great, if the leverage is great enough, you'll dig deeper. Now, I'm not saying you've got to start giving money away to all your ex-boyfriends, but I'm just saying to you guys, if the pain is great enough, if the leverage is great enough, then you will do the work. For me, I'm aware of that. Last year, I got comfortable. Kira and I had a goal, a figure that we wanted to be earning. We reached that goal. Then I had another goal that I wanted, with no real purpose behind it, just because I liked that number, sounded really cool to be earning each month. So we got to that goal, and I was kind of just doing what I needed to do. I was doing we still doing lots of training, still doing lots of stuff. I avoided getting a coach because I'm like, I'm going to have to do a lot more work if I get a coach. If I get a PA, she's going to be on my back all the time. I don't want that either. And I got comfortable. But I knew the only way that I could step our business up, and certainly what drives us these days is not the things that drive us in the past. What drives us today is the contribution. Kira and I are really driven that we really want to help our mums. And then we want to help others around us and do that sort of stuff. So it's about setting bigger goals. Shit that scares us. Like, let's go check out the $4 or $5 million homes at the end of our street and let's dream build a bit. What if we could do that? So when we all have those ceilings. We all have the ceilings, but if you stretch yourself and you're on purpose, it's amazing what you do. So I encourage you guys to put this shit into action, and that you come to the next conference with your head held high, and that you can be proud that you showed up for the last 6 months. So I hope you guys had a great conference.
Thanks.